Welcome to Core Concepts from Dent Gaming. Let's see this build. Hey everybody, what's up? I got another build for you. This is Swarm, but before we dig into it, I just want to say it's been a lot of fun doing this series. This is my 50th episode, not counting any of the specials that I've done, and I think this is also going to be my final episode. I might do a special here and there related to this series, or even for this series, but I think this is going to be it for me. It's been a lot of fun. I feel like we've had a lot of fun over the past few weeks, but I want to take some time and focus on family and kind of get my head together a little bit because, yeah, you guys see me for the 12 to 15 minutes talking about ACs, but there's hours that goes into every episode as far as filming the actual data and cutting out and doing the video editing. So yeah, it's not just 15 minutes for me. It's a couple hours usually, but I do enjoy this, and I have enjoyed this, and like I said, I might pick it back up, especially if there's a DLC that comes out for Armored Core 6, but yeah, this is going to be it. It's been fun, but let's go ahead and break this thing down. Let's dig into it. I am running the Ludlow on the right arm. Very, very good, consistent fire rate. Very, very high magazine capacity. So yeah, I usually will use that as general spray just to keep the stagger up and keep the stagger going on my opponent. The Ludlow is paired with the Itsujin on the left hand there. Now this recently got a nerf, but it is still a very, very viable machine gun with a quad burst fire. So a 4-shot burst, which usually you get a 3-shot burst, but 4-shot burst, why not? Very smooth action on that, and still a very, very viable machine gun, even with the nerf. So it doesn't quite have the range the Ludlow does, but it's still close enough. Usually I will spend about 25 to 50% of my ammunition in the Ludlow before I start firing the Itsujin. This is to reduce the window in which my opponent is not getting shot at, because the entire point of this build is to literally swarm them with bullets and missiles, and that is what it does best, and that is how it's got its name. When I was fighting for it in the testing, that is what I said. I said, wow, man, he just got swarmed, and I'm like, well, there's the name of the AC right there. So I painted it yellow and black and threw some bees on it and called it a day. Now it's Swarm. On the back right, we are rocking the MLT-04s, which I don't use super often. I think Harv might have these on them. But yeah, these are an interesting pack of missiles. These are the first pack of missiles you get at the very beginning of the game. And they've got one of the best reload times of all missiles. These are actually really great direct fire missiles as well, with a guidance of 180. They are a little bit lacking in the attack power and the impact, but with a reload time like 4 seconds and super lightweight with a lower EN load, these are actually pretty cool weapons to have equipped. If you don't know what to equip and you've got an FCS that's capable of utilizing missiles fairly well, slap some of these on if you don't know what to do. Honestly, they're a decent weapon, and they're really great at consistent fire, just like the machine guns before them that I talked about. On the back left, I'm running the SPL-08s, and now these are an interesting missile as well. They are super lightweight, and they spread into a circle, and that is key if you're fighting at mid-range. So if you're fighting at close range, you can fire them, but they're going to have to turn around to get your enemy. Now, this is both a pro and a con, because if you fire them and your opponent pivots directions, there's a high chance that they're going to forget those missiles are even behind them, but they will continue tracking. So keep that in mind. It is a very, very valid part of the battle strategy. So this is the one thing where it's kind of flanks. It's kind of a flank, but it's not. It's usually the single missile will pass overhead of them, and they'll boost, and they'll be like, all right, cool, don't got to worry about those. But they still do. They're still coming up, and they're still biting them right in the butt, and it's just a good time to watch them squirm. So that is the weapons. Primary battle strategy is just to be on your opponent all the time. Now, I'm going to get into this when I start talking about the frame, but I am rocking the Noctra Higher legs. The reason why I'm rocking the Noctra Higher legs is because I have the booster Alulas on here. those are not good at getting into the air. But what is good at getting into the air is the jump function of the Noctrihire. Not to mention they are very, very lightweight. So you can utilize your lightweightness to get into the air and boost around and really just overwhelm your opponent with bullets and missiles. And that is what it is designed to do, as I said earlier. Now, I will go down into the frame. Obviously, I'm running the Mind Beta head. I equip this head constantly. It's on probably 90% of my builds. I equip it because of the attitude stability. It's the highest in the game, and it's fairly lightweight with a low EN, and I think that is crazy. It's got the best EN load to stability ratio in the game. So some downfalls of it though is it's got crap for AP. It's got crap for explosive and kinetic defenses, and it's got crap for system recovery. So if you're fighting an opponent that uses any kind of like ACS overload or like an electric, they use like a stun baton or any kind of stun gun or anything like that, you're gonna really feel the effects of that, and you're gonna feel it right now. It's gonna build up quick and it's gonna hurt. So if you do that, try to maintain your distance and just dodge, dodge, dodge. That's what this thing's designed to do, is just dodge constantly and be always on the booster. All right, moving into the core. Yes, I'm running the VP40S. I have considered moving over to the Melander C3 because recently this guy got a buff, and then these are still good. My stats stay the same. I haven't quite pulled the trigger on that because I haven't brought this out in quite some time. I don't think it's any secret that I try to stay away from ranked. I don't like playing multiplayer in this game, only unless I'm playing with my friends. But as far as playing ranked, I don't think I'll ever make it past probably an A3. I just have no interest in going any higher. Like, S rank would be cool, don't get me wrong. I mean, but with as much BS that happens, like in the servers and with some of the game mechanics, I can't justify devoting that kind of time to it. So that's the one reason why I haven't really put the Melander C3 on here and kept it the VP40S, is because I actually haven't picked up this build in probably like 6 months, 7 months. I don't think I've used it in quite some time. So it's just been sitting on a shelf looking pretty, I guess. Moving on to the arms. I'm running the Melander arms. I used to have the Melander C3s on here, but I swapped to the Melander arms, and I did that because of the higher defenses. I figured if I'm gonna be nice and lightweight, I'm gonna make sure that I've still got some decent defenses, and I've got defenses where it counts. Kinetic and energy, explosive. Like I've said countless times before, I feel like no matter how high this number is, you're still going to take a crap ton of damage from explosives. I haven't really found a way around that. But yeah, so these arms had the stats where I wanted them, and they boosted explosive a little bit, but they were just better than these at defenses. So I popped the regular old Melanders on there. Plus, the Melanders are only rocking 100 specialization, but I'm using spray weapons, so it really doesn't matter to me. So, like, the whole point of having the machine guns is the constant pressure, not to mention them having to dodge all the missiles. So it really is good at applying pressure to your opponents. Noctrihire legs, mentioned these earlier, really got into why I use them. I love the jump distance and the jump height. Those are awesome. They get me into the air, they get me moving around. So when I am on the ground, having a jump distance like this is nuts because it pairs well with the booster and really gets this AC moving. And I'd get up into the air and over my opponent and spray missiles and machine gun down on them, so that's a lot of fun. Not to mention the AP on these is not bad considering the weight of them is only 14k, and they got an AP of 3360. Defenses are a little off-putting. They really go for the energy defense here and the explosive defense, which is super weird, but I mean, at least I got a couple parts contributing to the explosive defense, even though I don't really consider it to be super duper important. Alright, moving on into the inner parts, I am running the Alulas. The Alulas are a mercenary's best friend. I've said this throughout this entire series. Second best QB thrust in the game and second best QB reload time in the game, not to mention AB thrust, probably like second or third best in the game. These things are awesome. They're lightweight. The downsides of them is the insane EN load, and the upward thrust kind of sucks, as well as the upward consumption, but I'm willing to forgive for all these other stats being as awesome as they are. All right, FCS, I'm running the Talbot. That should come to as no surprise to most of you, because I'm close range, and it does close range pretty decently, and I'm running dual missile setup, so I want to make sure it is good with the missile lock correction. So yeah, that is why I'm running the Talbot. Moving on, I am rocking the VP20S generator. Why? It's super lightweight. It is super lightweight. That is why I'm running it. So it does have post recovery, and that's actually pretty good. So if you do run out and it comes back, it gives you pretty much half of your energy back. So that's kind of nice. Anyway, it is super lightweight and super usable. I had a lot of trouble. I was really, truly conflicted with putting this generator on, because as you guys know, I really do like my EN cap and my EN supply being at least 3k or over on both, but my EN supply efficiency is almost 7,000, which means that if you average it out, just having that alone makes both of them 3k or better. So really, it's fine. This is fine. Okay, pulse armor. Yes, pulse armor, because if I'm fighting the right opponent, I am squishy. I mean, no matter what, when you're out there, you're fighting people, you're gonna come across those guys that are just going to beat you. Either it's because of a weird glitch in the game, from software not really understanding how lasers work, or getting hit with something that on your screen it said you didn't get hit by. So yeah, pulse armor is really like, if I'm losing the fight and I'm noticing lasers go off into space and miss me completely, but I'm still noticing my health go down by like 2k, I'm gonna just pop that pulse armor just because, and back off of them, and just kind of like, all right, let's reset. Let's try to get in there. Alright guys, that is the build and battle strategy. Let me go ahead and show you guys what this thing can do. Come here, Freud.
Main system activation.
Alright, for the last time, let's do this. I got one last yeehaw in me, boys. Let's go. Got me with that one. Not bad for not having used it in like 7 months. Alright guys, I have yeehawed my last yeehaw. As always, I'm going to go ahead and hit you guys with the share information on Swarm. Share ID going to be FZ4FC7D9AL5K. If you like him, take him. He is all yours. As always, I had an absolute blast using this big giant robot to blow stuff up. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. And one last time, goodbye.